Spartans! What is your profession? This is Sparta!
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Sparta Arena on HQ Network. Sparta HQ Network, excuse me. Of course, I am your host, the Ghost of Sparta, aka Peter. So, how is everybody doing tonight? Hit the one button if you can hear us. So, I can't do this by myself. So, I'm gonna bring some chaos tonight. And of course, he is the most interesting man in the world. He is the biggest gigolo you can see, the black gigolo himself, Black David. Let's get the second person here. He loves causing shit and problems. He is Reckless Ray.
What's good? What's good?
I cannot.
Ladies and gentlemen, he called me the black gigolo. Okay, that's fine. I will accept it. But if your lady come to my bed, do not complain.
You've reached your limit on talking.
Bruh. Bruh.
All right, before we get into the show, I have a video to show you guys that is going to probably piss your pants. Yes. I've been waiting to show you these guys for a while. Let me bring it up.
I'm honestly scared.
Would you ever give
Nope.
someone the password to your computer or cell phone?
Hang on a
I
second.
might, just out of convenience. Someone can like go in there and get me stuff when I need it or access.
We can hear it. We can't see it.
Yeah, I didn't. Give me 1 second to bring. Here we go. All right. Any comments, guys?
Not the
Big old yes. Yes.
Go ahead.
Hey,
And this,
if you don't want your hair blown off, wear your own hair.
this
right?
I say I like my woman
Right.
having natural hair.
Yeah.
That is $100, $200, $300 flying. No refund.
Yeah.
Hey, just make sure you have your hair nice and tucked. That's all I'm gonna say.
My question is, can it stop a bullet? No. Why buy it?
Okay, so the topic tonight is going to be passwords and privacy.
Mhm.
A debate: should you share your passwords with your spouses? David, I'll let you go first because you already. I see your eyes bawling.
Share password. Hmm. Do you even think about the law that say you're not allowed to venture in your partner phone that called wiretap? Just know the moment you touch my phone, you just see a lawyer right behind your back, like, evidence A. I'm like, thank you. Lawsuit. Yeah, that bird. Not happening. I'm sorry. Maybe 30 years ago, would I say yeah. Now, you got a death wish? Not happening.
I honestly don't. I don't see the big deal with it. Like if you're not doing anything, it doesn't matter. The where I take issue is if somebody actually exercised and checked, because then that's also a problem. Like if you're like I'm willing to give if I'm in a committed relationship ever again, which probably won't likely be happening until I move out of the States, but I'd be willing to do that. The but like if you were going through my phone, I would probably still at that point break up with you anyway. So like all roads are leading to Rome here. Like I'm like, because I'm never gonna go through your phone. Like I'm not gonna do it. Like if I gotta do that, that means that I think that you're the last piece of pussy on the planet and the best one that I can get, which is just never gonna fucking happen. So for me, it would be lowering myself to go through your phone. And I would also find it insulting if you felt the need to go through my phone because like I really don't get down like that. So I mean, it's a conflict of interest. I mean, I understand like you might need to get into somebody's phone, whatever. But as far as needing to, I don't know about the need. I'd be fine doing it, but like if again, it's the exercising of it, like, yo, let me go through your phone. And it's like, well, this sounds like the end of the relationship. Like, go ahead. And then when you find nothing, I'm still breaking up with you. Because obviously you don't trust me. And if I have to go through your phone, then obviously I don't trust you. Like both of those are indicators of ending the relationship, in my opinion. If you value yourself and have any mediocre of self-respect. We'll leave it at that.
So, I'll be the black sheep here a little bit because I don't give a shit if you have my passwords. To be honest with you, I have nothing to hide. If I have nothing to hide, you should trust me enough. If you have my password, go through it. If you're not gonna find anything, because I have nothing to hide. I don't cheat. I don't go behind people's back. You might see some dead bodies, but that's a different story. But I have nothing to hide. So what is the point of me hiding this? I don't see the point of it. So I'll give you the password happily. If you want to go through it. But when you find nothing, we're gonna have a long conversation because you don't trust me to go through it because there's nothing there. So let's play the first video I have for you guys. Let's go back here. And let's knock off the topic after that.
Would you ever give someone the password to your computer or cell phone?
I might, just out of convenience. Someone can like go in there and get me stuff when I need it, or access things, or I don't know, answer mail for me, like do things.
I mean, I value my privacy so much. I would never give a partner my password because if you really want it, then you're either insecure or not confident about a relationship.
Well, big difference if someone's asking you for your passwords, or if you just voluntarily are giving it to someone.
Why would I voluntarily give my password away?
I don't know, out of convenience.
For what? What kind of convenience?
Pay my bills, answer some emails for me, go in and find stuff if I'm not home and I need something.
So basically, your partner's your secretary.
Maybe.
I would.
All right, guys, who want to take this one first?
I mean, I'll go first.
Go ahead.
I don't like we said earlier. I mean, I think that we're almost kicking a dead horse here. I mean, it's not that big of a deal. And obviously, like these chicks have nothing to hide, but if someone's regularly forcing you to divulge things in your phone or going through your phone, they don't trust you. If you are with somebody that you don't trust or you got to worry about, then like that's not your chick. That's now our chick, bro. Like you're a communist. Listen here, comrade. We are sharing that most likely because like if you're that worried about it, where you got to go through phones and stuff, you ain't got that locked down. Like it's just what it is. And it's the same vice versa. Like if a chick's going through your phone, she does not trust you. There is no trust there. You cannot have relationship. Like that's a very bad precedence to be on. I look at that like if they're actually going through your phone, the same way I look at people who have couples Facebooks. It's the most pathetic thing ever. It's like, okay, so which one of you cheated? Like let's go ahead and talk about the elephant in the room. It just doesn't make sense, like to have somebody over your shoulder like that. Do you have a significant other? Do you have a wife, a husband, or do you have a mom that needs to go through your phone to make sure you're not beaten off to page 17 on Pornhub? Like, what is it? Do you have a man or do you have a warden that's got to like make sure that you're locked down because he's a high value man and he's the alpha and he's so alpha that he's got to check your phone because he ain't hitting it right? Let's talk about it.
David?
I didn't expect Rick to say that, which he's highly correct on that part, because let's be realistically real here. Why would someone want to evade their privacy for what purpose for one reason? Insecurity? Are they feeling inferior? They feel like their Guaqua 1000 not as good as the Guaqua 5000? They ain't feel like I got enough bigger ass or enough bigger chest. It's like there's a huge amount of possibility why a person would do that. It will fall down to one thing: insecurity. They're not confident in themselves. I'll be literally real. If I had to search your phone, then I don't trust you. But if I want to search your phone and I'm attacked, I don't really have to go and search your phone. Because if I wanted to, I would have done it a long time ago with a backdoor access and I pull everything out of your phone on my PC without you even knowing it. And I would see the records if I wanted to. But that being said, the only reason why a person would do that if you're showing sign that you're not trustworthy, then that let me know that okay, you're not worth it. This is something I've been thinking about for a long time. I've been thinking about it for so long right now. When people say, "Oh, you can give me a password," I'm like, for you to ask me to give you my password, first thing comes to my mind: what are you looking for? If you're not looking for something to see that I'm being unfaithful, what are you really looking for? Because these days I start to learn one lesson in life. If I'm trying to build something, if I'm not building with you, if I implement something that take serious amount of time and effort, and I know you're clumsy as hell, I don't want you near it. So no, I'm not giving you no password for shit. But when shit get fucked up, what did the motor say? I don't know. Might be you that did it. I'm not going through that bullshit. I ain't got time to deal with Boo Boo the Fool. So if you feel like inadequate because I'm too damn productive and you're not, or I think beyond your level of comprehension, it's not my problem. It means you're extremely dumb as hell. You thought that you were smart enough to outsmart me, but then again, you just show me how dumb you really are.
How you doing, Ray?
You got the
Hey, what's going on, my man? How are you tonight?
inferior complex because for
How you doing, panel? How you doing, chat? How you doing?
I'm
Simon,
doing
are
good.
you drunk right now?
No, I ain't, but the only reason I came up here is because Black David is talking some real bullshit. You know what I'm saying? I was listening to it for about 15 minutes.
I'm on
I know
bullshit.
you got you was being entertained. You was like being
I'm
chill
on
with it. You
bullshit.
know he's talking some bullshit.
He said,
Really?
I mean, David, you did
He's
say
like
that if
up
you
here
go
for
through my
like
phone, it's
15
because
minutes
I'm
chatting some
smarter than
bullshit.
you.
Come on.
You did
Bro,
say that.
I did say
You
that
did
because
say that.
I did say that because I'm a IT guy.
I ain't
So
never had a
listen,
chick be like, "You so
You
smart. Let
trying
me
to make
look at
shit
what
up,
you
man.
let
Like
me
no,
Humpty
look
hold
in
on,
Dumpty.
your
hold on,
phone.
This
You
hold
got
on,
man.
Eric
hold on,
Dyson
hold
in
on,
your
Bro, one at a
DMs.
time.
hold
One
on,
at a
Simon,
time. Go ahead, David.
Simon. Unless you in my field, you're gonna tell remote data support. You
I don't
understand
buy
hacking
that.
through
I
shit.
don't buy
You don't have
your deep
you don't
ass
have
nigga
you
voice like
don't
yours
have
some
no
fucking
Simon. I'm
Quentin
sorry.
Tarantino
I,
movie. No,
Simon,
no.
Simon, you don't have to buy my
He's
chip. I'm
like
not
Simon.
selling to you.
Simon. I'm silly. I'm
Mm.
silly.
All I'm saying that I
Say
know how to
what?
handle my shit.
Okay.
If I want to
Okay.
find something, I have my way of finding things. It's that simple. My thing
Why
is,
does Simon say okay
I
like he's
don't
scraping
have
his
to
neck
share
right
with
What
now?
you.
is this dude
That's
talking
all.
about, bro? When is the last time you done shopping?
It's not my fault that
Oh,
I'm
when
from a
was the last time
no
you
no
done
no.
shopping?
Let me
When
put it
was the
this. Let me
last
put it
time you
this.
went to the
Let me
supermarket
be
and
blunt
bought
right
some
here.
food?
I have been around this block too many times.
Okay.
When we have dumb
I
rocks,
ain't talking
think
about
that's
the
smart
block.
enough to
I'm
do
talking
what I'm
about going
talking
to the
about.
supermarket, bro.
So when I
Simon's
say
on
shit, what I
demon
talk
time
The
about,
tonight.
then
supermarket.
no, you could be on demon time. I'm on demon beast time. How about that?
The fuck?
I've been
Jesus.
unleashed a long while ago, so I'm let
Oh,
it come.
okay.
Because I'm not talking bullshit.
Okay.
We in the 21st century. Shit happened. Shit
Right.
leaks
So,
out.
when was the last time you cooked a meal?
Don't ask me why shit leaked out.
When is the
Don't
last
ask,
time you cooked a meal?
talk to who?
Cooked a meal. I didn't say talk. I said cooked. Cooked a meal. When is the last time you cooked a meal?
That was yesterday.
All right. What was it?
I cooked my own favorite dish. What's the problem? I'm an African. I'm sorry.
What was it again? No, I'm gonna say it again. Go on.
Don't worry what I cook.
What was it though? What was it? What
Don't need
was
to
it
worry
though?
about it. It's my own
What?
cooking.
What? I don't need to worry about. I'm not worried. I was just asking you a question. It's not. It's not even a complicated question. I'm asking you a very
I know.
basic question, bro.
I don't share too much what I cook. If I
Oh, you
decide to
don't
share,
share. You don't. You don't
I
want to
don't share
share.
too much. If I do share, I will post. If I don't feel like sharing, it's what it is. It's my prerogative.
Hey. Okay. Yo, bro. All right, whatever, bro. I'm trying to listen to you, but you're not making much sense. You know what I'm saying? You're
I
not
don't
being normal.
I don't make sense to the average person.
Oh, all right. Okay, here we go. So, what's average to you? Do you know what average looks like?
I know.
Explain what average is.
Pookies. That what it look like.
Oh, all right. All right. So, what are you talking about? You talk about like IQ or looks or
The,
just
the,
general
whole-
perspective in terms
the
of like
whole
your
package.
employment or some
I
shit
just,
like that.
it don't fall on IQ alone. It fall on common
When is the
sense.
last time you came across a Pookie?
I see it every day while I'm in New York City.
Right. Well, explain who's the last Pookie you came across.
Go to Sparta.
This dude.
Does he know where I actually live at?
You just seen
Okay.
Pookie in a
Let's
movie,
get it back on.
bro.
Hold on. Let's get it back on topic, guys.
Okay.
Simon, do
I'm
you
sorry.
give
I'm
out
sorry.
your
I'm sorry.
phone
I'm sorry.
password to girls that you date?
Yep.
You what? You for
Yeah.
real? Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I do that just on purpose because I switch my phones every 2 months. So
Oh, so so you giving them a tip password, Simon? That's
No,
ruthless, bro.
seriously,
You're
seriously.
diabolical.
Like, do you guys feel comfortable giving your password? I don't have a problem. I give them out all the time. I'm like, don't ask me for it, but I'll give it to you when I'm ready. So
exactly.
if you have my password, you are free to go through it. I have nothing to hide.
Mm-hmm.
Here's my thing. Due to my nature of my job, I don't feel comfortable because when shit get fucked up, the first thing to say, I didn't do this, I didn't do that. I'm gonna check the inventory. I go check the system. I go check the timestamp. And I see somebody did X, Y, Z. What we doing on my phone at this time of the night when my phone's on the
That's
charger?
different. If you're sleeping, if you guys supposed to be sleeping and she gets up in the middle of the night going through your phone, that's a whole different story. That's definitely a violation of privacy.
Because people in my field, when you ain't dealing with IT, some people do a lot of work on their phone, and no one supposed to be
Agree?
mentoring that phone. When shit hit the fan, if I had to lose my job, you're gonna lose your head, Johnny Cage style.
Now, David, let me ask you a question. Isn't some IT jobs 24/7? Sometimes you have to get up in the middle of the
So,
night.
I did one for a big fashion corporation whereby I got called several times, 1 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning. Or I gotta go somewhere in 55th Street. I gotta go somewhere in 72th Street. I gotta go to where so you know how annoying that shit is that you gotta get up, take your laptop, get on the damn subway, go over there, meet the person, walk into the building, get to the closet, log your laptop to the server and see what the hell is going on and let them do their magic, see whatever thing can fix. After that done, go home, but make sure you document everything you need to document and make sure you send your supervisor what you have done. If you want to come back that same day, based on what time I get home, I gotta get like what 3 4 hours sleep and come back to work and show you my report, what would happen, what went down, all that. Like, come on,
You sound like that sounds stressful.
you have no freaking idea how that shit is. Work for a
It
big
can be very stressful
corporation.
job.
I didn't say I did. I'm just saying it sounds like you sound like it. It sounds stressful to
It
you.
is no when you work at a big corporation and you want the tech support people, not the regular tech support, this level 2, level 3. And every now and then, people have to do rotation. And when it's your turn to be coupled, pop up in the middle of the night and you work for a big corporate that have multiple locations throughout Manhattan, the worst thing to do is go to 3 locations in the middle of the night. And I told them, I'm not coming in. I'm not coming today. I'll come in tomorrow. I'm tired. No,
So
you
like,
laughing. You
yeah, I'm
laughing.
laughing because like
Reckless know
you
what I'm
know,
talking about. Because you come across people like that.
no, I'm just saying like I'm not saying anything like bad. I'm just saying like if it ain't for you, then maybe you need to step out and do something different, okay? Because
No,
you
no.
sound
It's
stressed,
no.
bro.
It's a job that people work that after get paid.
It's
It's a
not a
real good job.
people job. It's you. You're doing it,
No, let me put
and
it like
you're
this.
explaining it.
No, what
You're
I explained.
explaining
No,
it to
what I
us.
explained. What I
You
explained it in the
you're
topic.
saying it to
Thing.
us. You're going, oh, I'm stressed.
No, what
I
I
don't know how
explained
to
it
do this.
according to
It's
the
like
topic.
okay, whatever. Do you know what I'm saying? It's
According to the
not.
topic, password and privacy. Was
Yeah,
me
you're
if my
correct.
phone
You're
when my
totally on
phone is
topic.
configured to a certain way, and I don't want to tamper with that phone because it go back and forth with my work latest job. Because sometimes I have two phones, one for me and one for work, and they would think it's the pimp phone, but not with the work phone. If shit goes wrong,
Yeah,
that's
but you
my job.
sound stressed. It's like, why don't you do something else?
Like what?
Clean.
Nigga, please, who would turn down a 6-figure job
Go and
for
clean
something else?
toilets or some shit. Like if you're like
Yeah,
if you're
I'll
not in
pay you to
control of
clean.
your
You know what?
own life, like do
I should
something
pay you to
else.
clean my toilet. That'd be the best thing for you. I'll pay you $10 an
Hey,
hour. How
just
about that?
my look, you look, ain't no big deal. Like it takes 3 hours, like in the morning. Like every educational system, every
Dude,
like
dude,
institution, you can just go around there
dude.
and clean toilets. You want to be
This
on
is
the internet
this
talking
is
some
why
bullshit
I
about how
say
like you
what
don't even
I
know how to do
talking
your own
about is
job.
not for
What?
the average
Sammy, what do
person.
you do for a living? Because we know David is a IT. I'm a chef. Reckless owns his business. What do you do?
I'm a lawyer.
Lloyd, so your job is not stressful?
No.
Bro, I know one job that Simon did that was super stressful. You want to talk about it, Simon?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay, let's talk about that time that you got split roasted in the war in the trenches.
Okay.
Okay, that's stressful on
Yeah,
both
but
ends.
that was when I was a teenager.
That's a stressful job. So you're
Yeah,
telling me that like you
that's
had
when
to
I was a
go to
teenager,
sleep
though.
after that and that you went home and was just fine?
No, no, I'm still in pain. I still feel it
Oh
right
damn, he said
now.
he's
But
still in.
I'd admit it. I'd
Oh
admit it.
god damn.
I'm not gonna act like I don't.
Look, let's
Like
not talk about it then. I ain't trying
I'm
to
serious.
resurface the
Like I'm
trauma that
All
serious.
right.
hasn't
Like
gone
Before we get off
away
topic too
yet.
much, hang on a second, guys. Let's clear something in the air really fast, and we'll go back on topic. Is I don't believe it's such a thing as not a stressful job. Every job has their own stressful
Yeah.
limits and everything. My job is very stressful because I work with the elderly. So if the food's not prepared correctly, somebody can fucking die. And guess who's going down for homicide? The chefs. So yeah.
That's true.
End of the day, every job has their own stressful level. One are higher than others. Like David, for example, I'll use you for example, IT. You probably had some very stressful jobs that are 6 figures, and some of them are probably 10-figure jobs. They're not stressful. You're like kicking back.
No chef is gonna allow people to down their watch, man, bro. Like at
Dude,
the
the
end of
ones
the
that
day,
be
when you're
selling them
speaking
fish
like
where
this,
if you don't
nah,
cut it right, you get
listen,
poisoned and
bro,
die. Those chefs are under stress.
no, you can't do
Yes,
that.
they are.
That's not.
Yes, they
Why
are.
you trying to like?
It's a
admit-
thing. It's
why
an
you trying to
actual
admit
thing,
this
Simon. That's a
message to
real
people?
thing.
No. This dude is turning around like, yo.
Bro,
So
I
if you're
worked
giving
in
people a premise like that,
but-
that's terrible.
But Simon, I worked in service industry for a decade, bro. Nobody was back there just singing happily. Like the motherfuckers hate their jobs.
That's
most
a
of the
long
time.
time ago, though. Like, let's get
It's
to
still listen. Cooking
2025.
eggs is a very stressful job. Don't if you ever never been in the kitchen, you have no fucking room to talk.
Also
I'll tell you
true.
right now.
It's
If
hot
you
back
Yo,
there.
I'm a
You
qualified
ain't got
chef.
a
You don't
face,
even know
stand on
who
your
you are.
ass.
Everyone's
I don't-
stinking.
I'm a
Everyone's
qualified
stinking.
chef.
The waitresses come back there and think you're homeless. You get no respect. Bro, your
No,
dick
you
sweat.
didn't handle that.
Bro,
That's your
Simon,
problem.
when you was in the desert, your dick was sweating.
No.
You didn't like
You're
it.
doing it wrong. You're doing it wrong. And this is the problem with most people. They want to like deflect and like make it
The
out.
only person who's
Well,
deflecting is you.
anyone
We were
else's
talking
problem
about
but yours.
sharing passwords,
chose
and
to
now we're
do it.
talking about you getting split roasted in the
You
desert
did-
with a sweaty dick.
Did that person?
You
did
just-
the waitress
you were
choose to
deflecting.
do it? Nah, you employed that waitress. The waitress didn't choose to do it.
I did not.
You did it.
It's because you said no one's job was stressful.
No one's job is stressful. How come when Obama first got into office, it was all black. When he left, it was all white.
Bro,
You
if
know I
no
love you,
one's
David.
stressful,
I
how come the mailman
I'm
was popping
ring
people
roll
off for
this
a straight
motherfucker and
decade?
make you the most positive person on this panel. Let these dudes talk. Cause they're dipping them shits in them shits. You know what I'm saying? Let's go.
Simon just don't like you.
I really don't care.
Quit being mean to David, Simon.
I like
Let's
this
get back
nigga.
on topic.
He's
Let's
always
get
like
back
he's
on
in
topic.
hospitality
All right.
and shit like that.
All right, let's get back on topic. I'm gonna play the next video and let's get back on topic because we're not gonna be roasting each other's jobs bullshit.
Passwords and privacy, like your mother.
Excuse me?
Was that a girl in the background, David?
I thought he was about to play the video.
What are you doing with girls at your house?
Go ahead. Go
That's my
ahead.
daughter.
Go
Oh,
ahead.
never mind then.
Go ahead. Go on. Play the video.
Nicole, I need a little bit of help because I don't know what to say to my friend. Basically, she's asked for her boyfriend's Instagram password so she can log into his Instagram on her phone.
I think you need to go back to your friend and say, you need to play this cool, calm and collected.
Yeah, she does need to calm down a little bit because logging in on her phone. Can't you just go on his phone and have a little pre if you need to?
That's the thing. Like, why are you going to the lengths of getting his password for Instagram so you can log into an existing account on your own phone? Like, do you not trust him?
Nicole, I need a little bit.
All right, guys, who goes first?
I'd just like to point out this is exactly what I said. These people, if you need someone's password, you don't trust them. I will give Travel one point tonight that she made. That's a solid point. If you're married,
That's
you
rare.
might need your spouse's password because, like, you might need to get into that phone.
Or if you're living with your girlfriend and you might is sharing bank accounts, paying the rent together, or whatever the case. It could be a lot of reasons why you need to get through the phone.
But the premise of like the way that this is presented is it's presented as though this person is going through your phone, which is a totally different. Because I mean, like if you're in a relationship and you have shared devices, especially if you're in the iPhone ecosystem, 90% of the time, all your text messages and stuff go to everything anyway.
Bingo.
And everybody's stuff goes to everything. It's kind of like it can get real annoying at certain times, but if you have to go through somebody's social media and go through their phone, you have a problem. Like you don't trust that person. Like if I was married to somebody, sure, passwords to the phone, I might need to use her phone to pay for something. Whatever. My phone's dead. I'm not going through her messages. Because if I felt like I needed to go through her messages, you know what the second feeling immediately behind that one is? I need to replace this bitch. That's that. I mean, it's just a proper train of thought. I'm like, I no longer trust you. Like, I'll get a new one. Like, if that's where it's going, like if you have to go through somebody's phone, there is a trust barrier that has been crossed that I don't know that you can get back over that bridge. Like now
Pretty
you
much.
just constantly going through their phone.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Because
Like,
what you mentioned, if say we are married and you're doing business, let's say you go take a vacation, wife takes you will help you handle the business, okay? To the account, you got a shipment not coming in. I want you to make sure you mount to the thing. You let them have access to these things so she can help you cover for these things, which is understandable. That is very logical. But the idea of snooping around on social media, that let me know one or two things: insecurity issue and pettiness.
I think the difference here I think we're hitting the mark right on a point. Is different than having your passwords go through need to go into phone to access files or whatever the case. And then the difference is you're snooping and say, who are you talking behind my back? Are
mhm.
you cheating? That is a different. If you or your girl have to get to that point, that means something's going on and you need to fix your goddamn relationship slash marriage. End of story. Let's be honest here. So,
My thing is this: I'm not buying that bullshit because if you are married and your partner is a person who's going to be a workaholic, always constantly busy getting things done, had to go to schedule, and you feel like you need to snoop around to think if he messed them, something is wrong with you. Either you are bored, you got nothing productive to do, and
Mhm.
you let your brain just go haywire. Because I hate when that shit happen. Real true story. Somebody went through my phone, called my coworker to verify if I'm working long hours, but I'm sure you damn paid stuff. Should I'm working long hours as well? What do I need to verify? And my coworker go tell the particular boss who I do not get along. He's looking for dirt to throw me on the bus. You just make my job much harder.
Mhm.
For what purpose? I'm sorry. My logic don't do well with the average person who got nothing better to do. Just to twiddle the dumb and be stupid as fuck. If you're not productive, you got nothing better to do. That means your life is boring. You got no aspiration. You got no drive. You got
Mhm.
no motivation. You're completely a full bag of donkey expired shit.
Ooh. He said
okay,
donkey
that's a new
expired.
one.
Dang.
That's
Yeah,
This is me when I'm unleashed
I'm
with
stealing
no
that.
restraint. Because unlike the broke, drunk cockcord who came from over the sea talking that bullshit to me, I'll give you a bunch of Hannity with some pill in it to knock you out so you can just leave me the fuck alone. I'm sorry, I don't deal with regular idiots. I just don't. Some people got jobs, they love what they do. It's just that they're not paranoid, they're all about organizational, they're all about keeping things in order. They don't like people fucking things up. And later on, you got to go and clean up the mess after them. That could be a little stressful. Reckless red kind of business is like just like that. But
Mhm.
you think he got time for the bullshit? The guy have a business. You fuck up his thing, you're like, you know what? Thank you. Nice to you. Next, you want to take over his position. Real talk. That's real career jobs. Every job got a level of stress, but we don't got time for the bullshit or the BS. But to me, if we had to snoop around, if I'm killing myself and I'm all into my work and everything, and you want to see if I'm, it lets me know one thing for sure. You got nothing better to do. Just to piss me the fuck off. That means I made a mistake of dealing with you. Because Imagine people who are so into their job, they want to come on just, who is she? Who's what? Who you? And you look at the method that you're talking to a client about something, and she asking who is she. What the first thing that come to your mind? Is it a bitch slapper or kick her out of the house? Which one? Because if you're a business-minded person, right? You're dealing with business, you do negotiating, you're talking with people from different companies, different clients, and and you have text message to talk about saying, okay, or we might meet up at the place, and she read your message and check it the wrong way, as if you're trying to do something, not like you're doing a business deal. Let me make it super clear. You don't want to fuck up a person's bag by snooping through their phone.
Hmm.
You cost them their deal. Worst case scenario, you end up missing. If that bag is too big. If you are a lame ass who got nothing better to do, find a freaking hobby. Being a complete waste of ass and pissing me off. Simple. And I'm sick and tired of numbnuts who think they're smart but are not really smart at all.
All right, David, hang on 1 second. I want to get this guy in here. Two other guys. So, ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the president. And our next person coming in, it's Coach in the house.
Oh Lord,
Oh,
this just turned into romper room. We got the floating head of Sauron here. He's gonna call in the Power Rangers. We're gonna have to go on missions.
so we call him Zoran.
Yeah.
All right, let's get Paul's point of view first, and then it gets Trey. Do you want me to relapse what the topic is really fast, guys?
Yes, please.
We're talking about password and privacy, the debate on sharing in a relationship / marriage.
Okay, that's pretty broad. Yeah, generally, I my wife and I, we pretty much share everything. She has all the passwords to, all pertinent, vital information. I have hers, and it just feels very normal to us. But when we came into our relationship, it's not like I didn't have the bag at the time, neither did she. So, we didn't have prenups signed or anything like that. So, for us, it just felt like just a very natural thing to do, that we were going to need to combine resources, and we've been able to build through that. And, I have no problem with my wife seeing anything that I have. But it's interesting because my wife, she's not really like a very intrusive person like that. But in fact, if anything, I've had to tell her that, look, here's where the information is. Here's what you need to know when it comes to certain things. But I just think it's the responsibility of married people to have, all pertinent information. I think you should know, for example, what your wife's social security number is, or what your spouse's social security number is, what their spouse's blood type is, what medications that they're on, what allergies that they have. I think the goal and responsibility of a spouse is to know your spouse, and so anything that's pertinent to them, there should be transparency there. Now, we don't have one bank account per se, not physically. We have several accounts. But we need, we can get to what we need to get to, money transfers and flows. And again, we just never had that issue. But, we certainly understand people who might be in a different tax bracket or have different assets that they're looking to protect. Conversations need to be had in terms of, how you see the future and way forward. But, my wife and I, we kind of started, we were pretty average people. So for everyone now talking about, coming into assets and things like that, again, that's just a conversation we never had. So it just hasn't affected us. But it really gets down to the quality of your relationship. I can't see people, if you truly trust one another, why you would want to withhold information unless there, you give me a valid reason for it. But I think there's different types of relationships and circumstances that everyone has to consider. But the important thing is the conversation and the expectations that you have in that relationship going forward, and people being on code when it comes to once those things are discussed and agreed to, that you stick to them unless such circumstances change where you feel that you must change those things. But again, that's all about conversation. So I think that's kind of generally where I stand on it, and I have total confidence and trust in my wife, and so far it's worked for us.
Oh, okay. It's like that. I mean, listen, everything Brother Bennett said, man, I agree 100% in that. Just another perspective as far as outside of marriage. I don't need to know any information as far as passwords or something. Somebody I was just dating. I didn't look at it that way. I wasn't focused on that. Yeah, but I would definitely be cautious just in a boyfriend girlfriend relationship. It's certain things that you share, certain things you don't. A lot of people live together. I wouldn't recommend living with a woman either, because then you may find out some things that you don't like, you know, just based on the secrecy of the relationship. But yeah, if you marry, man, everything's 100, 100. I was just talking to my wife a couple of weeks ago about going through and putting our pertinent information on somewhat of a jump drive. I was reading up on, insurance and life insurance and documents for the home, the dog, the cat, everything. Just have it already sort of in a mobile, you know, just device, something that we can move quickly and be on our way. So yeah, when it comes to marriage, you can't go into like secrets. My wife, she lets me know when she leaves the house. We use an app where I can track her movements in the vehicle, everything. If something happened to me, then she has access to everything. But I wouldn't recommend it for somebody just in a relationship. I don't even want to know your passwords. I don't want to know all of this other information. It's going to reveal itself, and then I can move accordingly after that. But it's a different time. People like to do things in secret, then they wonder why things fail. So, salute to the people that understand it, man.
I would say this real quickly. In the example of Anton Dane, if I'm a married man and my wife worked for me, she will have access to everything that I have access to. That means she helped me schedule my flight. She scheduled my appointment. She keep a track of things for me. Because just how Anton broke it down several times before, his wife helped him nag more back than you can imagine. So if she scheduled things for me, I tell her, honey, what the schedule for? Okay, you know what? Remind me, put it on my notification so I can remember when I'm on my way. So she will have access to it because she's working for me and she's bringing more bags in. I won't have nothing to worry about. That is a completely different dynamic compared to the nonsense that people are talking about. Oh, let me have you something. No. If I'm too damn busy, if I'm running a business, she's my press secretary. Whatever business they need to put on the social media, she take control. I don't have to deal with that social media anymore because it's out of my hand. I could give two shit about it if I'm running a business together. That's how it's supposed to look. Not the tick for tack nonsense that people are comparing with a working class couple who are working together, doing things together, schedule things together, making sure they don't miss a schedule. Oh yeah, I forgot. That's a different dynamic. I'm not operate with the I just keep track who you talking to bullshit. That is for the ghetto folks, the average or below average folks. Because they got nothing better to do. They got nothing progressive to do. That's what I'm pointing at. Because sometimes when people talk about, oh, you give me a pass, I'm like, what are you talking about? Mr. Bennett's a good example. Anton Dent's a good example. Those kind of people, they don't do what you guys do, being petty and stupid. Travel One, I'm not.
I knew that was coming.
I'm not even responding to you. My African sense said they hit you with a blow down and put you under somewhere so you can go to sleep.
Oh my god. I mean, I don't know. I don't trust any of these dudes on YouTube anymore, man. They're all liars.
Oh, they get
Like,
they're explode.
I'm just gonna say, I'm like, we're literally living in a time where apparently we have a panel of 10 people that are all multimillionaires and all their wives work at home, and we've only seen Anton's wife. Paul, I know you actually have a wife, but we've only seen Anton's wife, and everyone's a millionaire, which is statistically impossible. Also, we have knowing actual millionaires. One of my clients in 11 years is on social media like that. One. But apparently all you niggas are, and you're all rich. I don't know. I'm just saying, based on statistics, some of you guys are lying. Heartily. So it's cool because I ain't a millionaire yet, and I can admit that, but at least I'm tracking my fucking net worth and I'm making forward motion. But like, it's just wild to me. So like, I don't necessarily believe anything that these dudes say because apparently everybody's getting all the bitches, yet y'all all sit online together talking shit all weekend. Make it make sense. I ain't never seen a feminine hand in none of these boxes, bro. Not a one.
But we all not only you see Anton Daniel's wife,
so I'm just saying somebody has to be lying. Like, we can sit here and we can talk about the pie in the sky, perfect whatever, but like the what is completely different. Now, to David's point, Anton does have a different life that he tells us about all the time, all day. So he's doing some different stuff, and his wife does run his schedule more or less. And I know a bunch of my buddy who's in the special forces. Shout out to the serviceman. His wife runs his schedule. He's fighting war. Like, she's got all the passwords. There's context to these things, but you know what their wives aren't doing? Going through their fucking Instagrams. Like, that's a different, separate conversation. Now,
I'll give you another example. Dr. Nick's best grooming products. His wife works with him. Yeah. So they have each other's passwords. They go through emails. Yeah. They send text messages together. So all that stuff. A North beer grooming company who comes out here once in a while. His wife is part of their business. So they make sure they have the fan page connected and all that stuff. So that's even if we had, let's say I had a business, let's say Spartan SQ Network product or whatever, right? Right. My girl is going to have it. If I'm too busy on the floor making sure everything's running correctly, I need somebody to make sure the bills are getting fucking paid and financials and all that shit. And like, it takes a team to build everything. Right? Like Dave always tells me, we need a good team. And guess what? And that's what we're progressing to. But my point is trying to get to, without somebody having the passwords and all that stuff, you're not doing anything. You're just going to fuck yourself in the ass. Yeah. Yes, I know you like that.
Yeah. I mean, I don't disagree with that. It's the context in which the passwords are shared. Now, if you're sharing the passwords and she's going through your shit, there's a problem. If you're sharing the passwords for her to add value, that's a totally different conversation than I need your passwords to your phone. It's the same as the talking point of, if I get into a relationship, I'm making a girl delete her Instagram. The fuck you are, bro. Like, it's just not going to happen. You're going to be happy to smell a fucking sock, and she's going to do whatever the fuck she wants, and she's going to dog walk you just like the last chick, and then you're going to be upset. And then you're going to be sitting back here talking about I'm red pill or I'm MGTOW, I'm never dating again. Like, fine. It's what it is. But the reality...
Would you date someone from with an Instagram, or do you have criteria for someone you date with an Instagram account?
I love it when chicks that I'm interested in are very public with how they are, because I can just look through your Instagram and figure out whether I'm fucking you or dating you. Like, I don't.
Right, but I'm just saying. I'm talking about someone specifically. You're talking about someone you seriously thinking about dating.
Then I'm gonna look through their socials. Like I'm a detective with that.
And I'm saying, and what are there certain things that you're looking for? Like if she shows too much skin, or I'm just saying, is there
that
certain
picture where you're looking from the back that I ain't got shit else to offer but this ass? I'm looking for that. I'm looking for pictures of you at the club with a bunch of dudes. I'm looking for them VIP pictures.
Okay.
I'm looking for pictures of you on a yacht that you can't afford to be on. I want to know if you in intercontinental waters. Like I'm looking at all that stuff because you'll get it. The thing is, the more open these women are, the better, because you can figure out what you're signing up for.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to see what her lifestyle expectations are, how she's been treated previously. Hopefully, if you're lucky, you're going to get to see some of the past dudes that have been fucking her. Like, you're going to get all the context clues that you need to know whether you're just going to be an in and out and we're going to just kind of ride this till the wheels fall off and have fun, or if this is somebody that I would actually want to spend time with because there's something more to her than that ass that she keeps putting up in the fucking mirror in her dirty ass bathroom on that mirror that she won't fucking clean. Okay? Like,
Right. I have a question.
Yeah.
I have a question. Based off everything that you said and things that you recognize, you don't think most guys already know that they're trying to get with?
No, not at all. Not at all.
I think they do.
I know dudes in public that I hang out with sometimes that literally function on they don't even understand why they're getting ass. They've just been getting ass for so long that like now they can't have fucking relationships because like they don't know the game that they're playing. They're just fortunate enough to be in certain spaces to where they appeal to women. They don't know why. They don't know how to capitalize on it. So all they can do is run through chicks. And they want to have relationships and can't figure it out.
I mean, but yeah, those guys are not as plentiful as the guys who don't know how to move that way. If you can get ass, you can get ass on the street, and you can get ass in an all-white party. You can get ass in a tuxedo party. Those guys that have it. But I'm talking about the guy, because I'm sure the guys that you're talking about aren't getting played by the women. I'm talking about for those. But what I'm saying, I'm talking about those guys who intentionally do this with the women that they know is going to play them, and then 9 times out of 10 on the back end, after they realize they got played, now they complain and cry about it, because guys see those red flags when it comes to those women.
Well, it's because those women are still desirable. It just depends on how you're functioning. Like anybody can look at a nice piece of ass and be like, "Yo, that's what I want. This girl looks hot. The hot girl at the club that all the guys want." You're like, "I want to take her home." It's always a level of competition. The difference is, as you grow into manhood, once you understand what your purpose is here on this planet, then you can start sorting through that and be like, "Yo, I've had 10 of these. I've had 15 of these. You are a dime a dozen. Every single woman that talks to me brings the exact same shit you do. What's your standout? Are you a nice person? Is this somebody that I want to raise my kids?" Those are conversations that dudes are just not having, especially if you're picking up in your dating pool as the fucking club. And don't act like you're looking for a wife if you're going to bars. Wives don't exist there. They don't. Those are chicks you take home. The places that you're meeting these women and looking for these women, that is the first red flag. You thought you were meeting your wife at 3 a.m. when you were blitzed off your ass and just taking something home to poke on? Really?
He knew he wasn't meeting
exactly.
his wife. These guys know. Yeah. They just
but they don't, because that's like, I mean,
I think you're talking about two different types of guys.
Ferg, I mean,
guys know exactly what type of women they dealing with. Like you just said, the locations where they going to meet them.
You know how many fucked up relationships I went through before I figured that out, bro? Like, I just thought these were. I thought. Listen, dudes legitimately just think bitches are bitches, bro. Like, there is no, "Oh, I know this type of girl." Like, I understand, like, if you grew up in the church, but like, if you just been out here wilding in these streets, bro, if that's all you experience, then that's all you experience. So like, that's reality for you. It's kind of like when these chicks be dating bums and then they run into a reckless rate of arrow and don't know how to fucking act. Like, you date bums.
But that's reckless. So let me ask you this, right? Did you from like always go to 21, from 21 to the age that you are now, was there ever a time where you didn't have that mindset where you was trying to talk to a certain woman and she sort of gave you pushback?
What do you mean pushback?
Meaning where you always just because you have the confidence now
Oh
when it comes to the women. Have
no,
you
dude.
always
I was a late bloomer, dog. I didn't get my first
okay?
piece of ass till fucking junior year, going into senior year, and then I didn't put 2 and 2 together until I was
That's not
about
a
20.
That's a late bloomer junior
Oh,
that's
senior
not
year.
a bad thing.
bro, everybody else was
You
getting
acting
ass
kind of a
on,
bad
bro.
thing.
That's a late bloomer, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah,
Man, times have changed, man.
Dude,
Things have
times
changed,
yeah,
bro.
Oh
that
my
does
gosh.
change.
Hang on, guys, because you think that's not early in your eyes from your generation, but most kids are losing when they're 12 years old now these
Bruh.
days.
Getting teacher bro, like I was the last generation where all the teachers were old and dying. So like we didn't have nothing to look at. Like we was playing hide and go seek, hide and go get it. We was trying to do anything we could to touch a booby, bro. Like I've been on it since I was 10. Trying real hard.
Look, we played house and 10, so I mean, I'm not saying we
yeah.
weren't there, but I'm just, I didn't know
still
a lot of guys
different.
12,
Dudes
13
was out
back in
here
the day.
stealing the deal though, Bennett. They was close.
Yeah,
You see these
Man.
12 years old walking
yeah.
down the street. They think they're like this, I don't know what you want to call it, and they're losing virginity at 12 years old, 13 years old. That's not okay. You're supposed to be a kid.
Yeah.
Most boys are not living that type of lifestyle even
Not
today.
now.
Most boys like
Not now.
right. I'm serious. I mean, I don't remember. I would say ninth grade, 10th
Mhm.
grade, guys started to really engage early. High
Yeah.
school. So if you made it from freshman year to senior year, even if the senior year was your first time, you was good. You was on a good pace. What I'm saying is in reference to this mindset of, now, I when I listen to guys, of a certain age, I hear the story. Even in their stories, I hear I wasn't popular like that. Then I thought I had somebody. I got my heart broke, and I woke up, and now it's like I ain't going back to that place. So I'm just gonna treat women a certain way.
So the
I could be out, but
no, you're not 100% off. But the deal is a lot of those same dudes with that mentality that they think after a certain point, I'll treat a chick that I'm trying to marry differently. And so like the thing that makes me different is I treat every woman that I interact with like I'm gonna marry her.
Mhm.
Period. Because like I don't want to be off practice. So like if I run into the person who I'm gonna marry, I'm gonna be already ready because I'm like I treat everybody like this. Period. And the thing is that actually makes chicks hate you because like the ones that I'm not gonna marry, they're like you get the full treatment, you get shown how to be treated with respect and not just dogged out here in these streets. But I'm like I'll never date you. Like it's just not gonna happen. So I mean it's one of the things that I always find myself looking at, especially when it's like, because like I don't like breaking up with girls, but like when I have to, a lot of the times it comes down to women do that too. Oh, I never cared about anybody until I got with you. Well, you spent your entire life training yourself to fuck up things with the person that you were actually supposed to be with. Congratulations.
You played yourself.
Because like you're not going to change overnight. Like you're not gonna you don't just show up like that. How you present yourself and how you carry yourself and how you interact with people, including people that can't do shit for you that you're not gonna keep around. Like you shouldn't be out here just doing damage to just fucking do it. You can bust a chick down and still treat her with some dignity and fucking respect, so that way she doesn't feel like a complete piece of shit for fucking you. Like that's not something that should be unfucking heard of. Like you shouldn't be out here just wanting to be a brolic asshole. That's not a good way to live life. Like it actually makes you a piece of shit. And all those bodies and all that damage that you've done up to the point to get into the person that you want to be with, you're fucking yourself up because now you have a set standard of how you fucking act, which is like a dick. because you're a piece of shit now. And you've trained yourself to be this way by all the stuff that you did prior to getting the thing that you wanted, and you won't know how to keep it. And you're going to fucking hurt yourself long term. And that goes both ways. It happens for men and women, because I see them both out here acting stupid. It's just like, you put yourself into a position where you no longer qualify for me. I'll still treat you right. I'll still hit it. I'm never going to date or marry you. I just won't take you seriously. Like,
let's get back on topic. I have a question really fast. Now, if you're sharing your password, do you guys feel like that's a red flag or trust?
Sharing your what?
Passwords with your girlfriend, wife, whatever you have. Is it a red flag?
No, I'd say you can't say that though.
Yeah.
You say girlfriend, wife. You can't. Those don't even belong in the same sentence.
Yep.
Yeah,
Okay,
they only entertain.
If you're talking
One
wife,
and then the other.
someone
Let's do
who
one and
I've,
then the other.
if you say wife, someone I pledge my life to, you know, then yeah, there's going to be widespread sharing of sensitive personal information on across the board. But a girlfriend is no. You earn levels. Trust is earned, and you earn that at every step of the way until it gets to a point where I decide that I want to marry you or not. And until then, yeah, I don't have to know, really any of your information until we go into that into that area. But guess what? If I propose, yeah, there's going to be some conversations about information. I mean, even now back in the day, I don't know if they still require it anymore. Back in the day, Coach, before you got married, you used to have to take a test, right? You used to have to go take a blood test, make sure if you had syphilis or something before you got married, before they would issue the marriage license, you had to go see a doctor first and stuff like that. So, I mean, there were certain things that you were going to find out health-wise. But again, that's also the time I should know about anything that's going on with you health-wise. If you have some disease or illness or something that you're taking medications for, yeah, I mean, I just don't think there should be really anything. Family history. If you got some wild stuff that I'm going to the family function and I'm going to be seeing some stuff, and if it hasn't been broken down to me yet, yeah, I need to know that. My wife, I remember specifically, she made her mom, because her mom's very prideful, and she always tried to kind of paint this picture of Camelot, with the family and everything, but it wasn't. And my wife, she was like, she made, while we were dating, we got serious, she made her mom sit down and break down what the family structure was. She wasn't with the dad, even though the dad showed up at all of the family functions, but they weren't together. And the reasons why they split, I mean, so she's like, look, I'm thinking about spending the rest of my life with this man. And so I think he needs to know some things. I need to be more transparent about my life and my current situation before I'm married. She took that initiative on. So to me, it goes with the sharing of, like I said, passwords and information. Now, again, my wife would never ask me, well, she's never asked me as of yet for my Facebook passwords or whatever. But again, we're Facebook friends. So anything I post, in fact, I tag her on every post, because one thing that with me, I have very few women followers. I just don't like following a bunch of women on any of my social media, quite frankly. But I do have some. I'm not saying I don't have any, but most of the women are in her friendship circle. So I tag her, especially if it's like me and her doing something together, like when we went on the vacation and whatnot, so she has like all these female friends and whatnot. I have most of the females in my group, they're relatives, cousins or something like that. So I'll tag her pretty much on every post. So she knows what I'm doing, most of the time. I don't hide that. I think, we're kind of a team in that regard, unless I got something personal I want to post on my own or something that she wouldn't be interested in. So yeah, it just doesn't register. But yeah, but your life, until we get to those kind of conversations, is your life. But I think there is going to come a point in time where you need to share that. And I'm going to judge you based on how much of that you're willing to share, or if your reluctance to share, then that's going to be a red flag to me, that if you don't want to share it. And but yeah, girlfriends, even fiance level, until you walked out, 'cause especially these days, because it used to be, I thought when you proposed to someone, the idea was that you were looking to get married within a year. I don't believe in 5-year fiance. that's no.
So you believe in the 90-day fiance?
No, well, we got married. I would have got married sooner. I could have went. I just went in my town. I had to go renew my my dog's license on this past MLK Day. So I went there, and there were 2 weddings that were about to commence at the municipal building. This one couple came in. It was a Latino guy and a girl, and you knew they were young. And the witness, she looked like one of them hot Latin aunties. You know, the auntie, she had this red dress on. She was like looking kind of fine and everything. But that was the witness. That, I don't know if that was her mom or auntie or something. That was it. Then another company came in. This was an Asian Indian family, a little bit bigger. It might have been no more than 12 people. Mm-hmm. They got married for $125 because that's how much the wedding certificate was. And one of the township representatives, he was going to officiate the wedding. They were going to go into the boardroom, you know, where they have their council meetings or whatever. And he was just going to marry him just right there. Boom. Mm-hmm. No $10,000, $50,000 wedding or whatever. It's like, boom. No, we getting married, and we're going to do it. And we're going to do, you know, we're going to do this thing. So I see no reason, you know, unless you got doubts or whatever, or you think about the wrong things, you go be engaged for 5 and 10 years. Now, if I say I want to marry you, I could have married my wife. I could have did just like that. I could have went down to the courthouse. I could have went down to the township. Let's get this license. Let's do this thing. But her mom would not allow it. She's like, no, oh no, I can't let my baby not have a wedding. So we
David, hang on 1 second. Before you move on with your thoughts, I just looked up about the blood test for a marriage license. No, you do not require it in most states. Some states do require it.
Yeah, but, around my time, there was definitely in fact, I'm pretty sure we had to do it. We had to basically go to our doctors. I think it was like standard syphilis and a couple other things or whatever that they checked for. And so we went to apply for a marriage license. We had to present that documentation. So again, if they took that away, then so be it. But that was back in my time. You had to get those kind of test done, which is probably is not a bad idea if they bring that back today, to be honest with you. But that being said, I'm not going to be engaged to you for 5 years. That's just not. So, you know, you were that perennial. So again, until we walk that aisle, like Ric Flair says, until we walk that aisle, we ain't married yet. And if we're not married yet, then there's going to be certain things, there's certain rooms, there's certain access codes that you're not going to get. You're not going to get the briefcase with the nuclear codes in it. You're not getting that. No matter how much you want to act married until that happens.
All right, let me ask this question then, Paul. Where do you draw the line with security and privacy?
The bathroom. That's basically it. That's basically it. I'm old school. Like, my wife says she want to be talking to me. Look, I'm in the bathroom. All right. That's about as much privacy that I want. I don't want to be having a conversation with you while I'm on the toilet. No. When I'm to that level, I think that stuff, you need to be theirs. Outside of that, yeah, we're pretty transparent. I mean, but give me my commode time or whatever. That's my time, and I leave it there. I mean, I don't know how else to answer that.
All right, let me play the next video, and let's chop it up after that.
I think that hiding a password, reserving to give a password could be a small thing that the enemy uses, and just over time there are different compromises that take place in our life. That being one that ultimately lead to the big sin. Like, it's not just big sins just don't happen. It's over time, and I think realizing that, being aware of that, knowing myself, I gotta any opportunity to put myself out there, to be exposed, to be held accountable, I need it. So that's why
All right, who wants to take this one first?
I'll be quick with this.
Good boy.
He's saying that he can't trust himself. He the pookie. So in other words, he not the faithful type of guy. So yeah, just to keep himself in check, he'll give a password to the woman so that he doesn't slip. These for average-minded people who think like pigs in the pig pen, who lack what they call D-discipline or common courtesy, sense of responsibility or accountability, or the other stuff. Because I always ask this question: what section of men are you referring to? I've been saying it for the past 3 to 4 years on the platform, but I realize I'm only talking to a bunch of average-ass monkeys. Now I'm talking like Freezer now.
Oh my God!
That being said, if you're a low tier man, then yeah, give your password to your girlfriend because you don't have control of your goddamn self. If you're a high tier man who have a sense of responsibility and accountability, you ain't got time for the bullshit, and you do so unless she work for you, she work for your business, she do your schedule and all the other stuff, she can have it. If not, if she got nothing productive to do and she just want to snoop around, how the fuck no? Girls like travel one, like to get their power and snoop around. Let me see who you talking to, because they got nothing better to do. Keyboard warriors, looking like an elf or a gremlin, whatever it can be, like the movie Critter. That's exactly what it is. Because if you're a very productive individual, unless, like I said, you maintain my schedule, you maintain my appointment, you let me know who drop up there, who drop up what I need to take care of, you can have my password to my phone, whatever. 'Cause I need to make sure I'm not missing anything. If I'm missing something and I hear, oops, we got a problem. What do you mean, oops? Is this something that you need to let me know? Now, let me, well, did you forget a shipment that need to go somewhere to a very important client that you forgot? Don't give me oops because we need it bad. We're not. I'm not bullshit. Then again, as a brother, be careful who you pick, please. Don't pick a gutter rat. You can't train a gutter rat. You just can't. All women are not made the same. Saying that all men are not made the same. So when you talk about all men, which section of men are you referring to? That I'm gonna do. If you cannot comprehend that, then you're an average or below average gutter rat. That's my case.
Who wants to go next?
What was the question again, man?
Want me to play the video again?
Yeah. Okay.
Coach.
No, don't. You don't have to. I mean, the fact that he used the word enemy is sick to me. I don't know if he's talking about a man and a woman or two men or whatever, but the fact that he used the word enemy. Sometimes when I think about guys 8, 10, 15 years younger than me, I understand the disconnect totally because if I'm gonna invest in a woman, I'm gonna ask as many questions that I believe is right to satisfy my curiosity as a man, as um, a son, a coach, a student, because I believe sometimes relationships are just like learning in class. For that individual, I watch the movements, um, the conversation, the words that they speak, just all of that. And, like I said, I never thought that I would get married when I did. I was having too much fun, Ray. I was having way more fun than y'all have now. Because guess what, Ray? I was getting flued out. I was all up
You was
and
getting
down about
flued out.
10 years. Yeah, man, I was getting all that, man. I was getting all that. But, when I realized I wanted to get married, I didn't pay attention to certain kind of women.
Mm-hmm.
I just stopped. It's like, before you get that new car, you don't even see the cars. And then when you get the new car, all you do is see it. So I did it in reverse in a sense, because once I saw something, everything else I stopped seeing. I didn't see those other models. I didn't know if they were new or old or whatever. I just, and it just allowed me to be a little bit more focused. And, I can honestly say for myself, we're going on 12 years this year. Um, I've had to learn in folly being more transparent. My wife, she ain't as transparent as me. I'm the social butterfly in our relationship. She tells me all the time how she focuses on us more. My wife, she works from home, but she don't even like to leave the house that much. I have to force her out sometimes. She gets enjoyment out going to pick up some eggs or something, 15, 20-minute runs. And, like I said, just the whole conversation, if something happens to her and she's out, man, I wouldn't know what to do if I couldn't get to the necessary things I needed to make sure she's okay. And, and I believe that she's vice versa, because she's always finding things for us. She's always looking for, I had to teach her this, being a single guy, I know how to, get the resources I need. And now, man, she's sitting in front of 2 computers and 2 phones looking for resources, for just everything about our home. So, when I hear stuff like that, man, I just understand the difference in the generations and the type of upbringings and the teachings, because, and this is my last thing, although, like me and Brother Bennett being Gen Xers, we may not have always gotten the best from our parents. There were other good people in the community who also would give you some nuggets, despite whatever their troubles were. It was like, hey, be better. It was just always opportunities. And then the guys, we talked each other off the ledge. We used to talk some sense into each other. Whether we sit around and, guys be smoking, drinking on some old brass monkey or little cheap stuff. But we sort of talked each other off the ledge, because we all understood we had some similarities in our experiences, although it was different to the person. Each person had unique. I was one of the very few guys that had a father in the home, and my father was crazy. But they all the guys loved my father though. He could cuss them out, call them out their name, and they be right back over talking to him. I'm like, he cussed me out. I'm ready to go tuck my tail and cry in the room, but y'all So as I learned that as a young man, I understood that people are people. I'm gonna respect people just because. I'm gonna demand respect by verbally saying it to you, or totally dismissing myself from around you, where I don't even have to communicate. So, I don't know. I wouldn't know what I would do with my wife. Something happened to my wife, Ray. All you single guys, y'all better look out for Coach Fur, because I'm taking everybody's woman.
Freaking Fur. You better keep your ass in that house. You ain't ready to be out here in these streets, bro.
I'm taking everybody's woman.
It's different now. You don't want to be out here, bro. Listen, we don't want to be out here.
Hey, I got $40. I'm gonna have a pack of blue chews.
That Ferg show up to the function with a honey pack.
Yeah, like I got them for $10 a piece. Blue chews out there. No, man, but yeah, it's just unique, man.
All right. Anybody else want to go before I play the next video?
No. I just wanted to say, like, it's interesting when you have the dynamics of these conversations, because the older gen that still had some decent women that weren't indoctrinated into hating men have a totally different perspective on it than like the ones out here in these streets. Like, even like, because like once you get back out here and you actually deal with these women, it's a little bit different. But like I said, like it's the intent is the password being demanded. If it's being demanded, there's a problem. There's not trust there. And a lot of people aren't aware enough to cue in on that. And I'm like, well, we shouldn't be arguing back and forth about getting the password. We should be talking about like getting your shit and getting you out of my house, because the relationship.
Let me ask you a question then. Do you feel like if you don't give the password, it's a lack of trust?
If you don't get it, I've never asked anyone for a password, and I've never been asked in my personal existence in real life with real women. I've never been asked either. But like Bennett was saying, like I also keep that barrier. Like if we're not getting married, like I'm not gonna cohabitate with you. You're not living in my house. Like there's a bunch of barriers where it's like, yo, like I'm not giving you a reason to even ask me for my password or us to even have that conversation, because like unless we're getting married, it shouldn't ever come up. And so far it hasn't. Like I'll be damned if somebody who doesn't live in my physical location asks me for my password. Like that's insane. That's insane. It's like we don't even go to bed at the same place all the time. Why do you need my password? Like, what do you think that my ass, who comes in, goes to work, comes home, is working on content, or sitting up here hanging out with y'all's asses until I go to bed, then getting up and going to the gym and rinse and repeat? What free time do I have? Like, honestly, like if I'm not physically with somebody, I'm working on something. Like, I don't do free time. Like I'm not just lounging around, like trying to strum up and manifest some ass. Like I don't even, it's not even that interesting to me at this point. Like I'm just like, if I enjoy your company, then yeah, I'm gonna want to get down with you. But like outside of that, like there has to be something else. Like one quick tangent, since everybody's doing tangent stories. I went out to the club last weekend. And you guys remember that meme of the little kid that they had that went viral, where it was like the little kid who actually became self-aware, and you saw it happen when he was in the kindergarten class. Like everybody's playing with Legos and shit, and the kid's over there playing with his Legos, and then he like blinks and then just starts looking around, and like you can tell that this kid is visibly horrified at what's going on, but like he became aware, and they got it on video. And like all of a sudden it was like everyone else is playing with the Legos, and this kid's sitting here trying to figure out why they're playing with Legos and what's going on in that room. And that was me at the club this last weekend. Like I went out there and I was like, I don't even like these people. There were 3 people that were there that I wanted to talk to. I talked to all 3 of those people, and then I spent more time listening to my buddy's pre-release album in his car out in front of the club than I did inside the function. And then like when I was in there, I was just looking around and I was like, this is pointless. These chicks are fucking stupid. Like I think I've gotten through my 25-year-old phase. I really do. Because I was just like, these people are so fucking dumb. And I was just very uninterested. Like there was nothing in there in that circumstance, because I was like, yo, I'm not trying to take anybody home. That's why I come here. And now that I've talked to the 3 people that I want to talk to, I was like, I don't want to be here. Like, I don't like this place. And I don't like these people because they serve no purpose. And it's kind of like that. It's like, where are you at? Like, where are you at in life where someone's asking you for your passwords? Where are we at as a society where where there's just that lack of trust, but like we're also wondering why people aren't getting married? Well, if you got everybody rifling through your fucking phone and getting mad, and you're having repeated bad experiences for both women and men, then like, yeah, they're not going to want to deal with each other. Like you can't move forward on that. And there's a certain level of maturity. And to Bennett's point, I think that we're fast forwarding through life in a lot of circumstances to where you're not actually getting those developmental pieces. Like people, I mean, remember when you used to have to go talk to women to get their numbers? Like men aren't even experiencing that level of rejection. Now it's just like, oh, she left me on red, I'm destroyed. Like everything is, this is the end of the world. And we've put ourselves as a society in a space to where it's like, how do you function through life? We wonder why we're having mental health problems. We wonder why we're having people who are choosing to end their lives versus continuing, because the pieces, we're not getting all the pieces that you need to be a human and deal with stuff and persevere through it. We're not getting all that stuff. So now it's like everyone's trying to get a wrangle hold and a control over every single thing that they can down to the microscopic level. So now I need your password because I got to know what you're doing. I've got to be able to wrestle control because I'm trying to control another person versus being able to process things and control how I react and be able to move forward. We've lost that. And the more we lose it, the more you have these conversations. I mean, the level of visceral stupidity that I even find around this topic is very telling, because I'm like, that shouldn't even be a conversation. Like, why the fuck would you deal with somebody like that? Like, I just get rid of you. But people are dealing with it, getting dog walked around the block, and then still getting cheated on. Like, you got the password, now you still got to get cheated on and get your feelings hurt.
Let me pick it
My
back.
baby, you muted.
I'm glad that he said these things, because this was something I've been trying to comprehend when these topics pop up on many other platforms. And while I'm looking to the argument, the first thing that comes to my mind, I'm going to be 1,000% unfilteredly blunt. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you that damn stupid? Are you that damn retarded? Do what you're arguing about? Do you got something to hide? Or you look completely full of shit?
Mm.
I'm being extremely blunt right now, because these topics and these talking points and all these other bullshit, it only mean two things. These are the argument that goes around through unproductive individuals who got nothing better to do. Remember what I said earlier. If you're productive, if you have a goal, you have a mission, you're not worried about what's on somebody else's social media platform. You are busy handling your business. You're busy building something. You're building, constructing something. So if you're not anything that took your attention, that is worth taking your attention, that's highly productive, that brings a level of keyword joy. I didn't say happiness. Happiness is fleeting. Joy is everlasting. Hello, all you gutter rat. Talk about, if he doesn't make me happy, then bye, nigga. We're talking about joy. If you're doing something that brings joy into your life, you're not focused on the little bitty piece of shit that ain't worth anything. So that's why I'm wondering why you have all these fake ass gurus, fake ass numbnut, fake ass nincompoop, fake ass undesirable element. Look up on the dictionary, you see what that means. Making shit up with no insight, no comprehension, no common sense,
Mm-hmm.
but they want to build upon what? Password and privacy. Unless it's business related, that you're doing something for me, you can have it. If you're not doing something for me that's productive, shut the fuck up.
Mm-hmm.
Why do I want to get that password? Why I want you to fuck shit up so I'm going to punch your head off? How about that? It's the angry black nerd who don't like low IQ nincompoop gutter rat. Because when you're talking to a dumbass person, I might as well go to the art building and get myself checked in instead. Because my brain is dying trying to explain or bring it down to kindergarten level for you to understand. How about that?
All right. I may take this from a little different angle. I totally understood what he was talking about when he talked about the enemy. I mean, I think it was a spiritual reference that basically, little lies can become big lies or big problems, when things are not well communicated, or if you start seeing subtle things, it could be bigger than what it is. So I totally get the idea of the enemy or Satan or whatever having that conversation on your mind. Well, why wouldn't she share the password, or why wouldn't he share the password? Is he hiding something else? So I totally got that that exchange. But I thought what I got from it is, and what I appreciated though, is that he was honest about himself. See, I think a lot of guys go around saying, yeah, we alpha men and all that, but some guys aren't. Some of us got weaknesses, and the fact that he's willing to confess that, hey, I may have some weaknesses in certain areas, I may need some accountability. Maybe he's got an addiction to corn or something. I don't know. But he might have something that's like, look, if I'm in certain places, I need somebody to be accountable. So if he wants his girlfriend or wife or whoever he's dealing with, if he needs it, he needs it. I think it's more bold. I think it's more courageous when a person shares that, look, this is kind of where I'm at, and I may need some assistance in that area. I find no problem with a man being transparent. But how you overcome that enemy, again, is through that communication. Raw, honest communication about this is who I am, this is where I've been, these are the areas that I'm still working on in my life. I think those things can certainly be overcome. And so I'm not going to put a man down for confessing that, look, I have a drinking problem, so maybe I can't go to bars, or I can't go to places where they're serving alcohol. Maybe I can't go there, and that doesn't make me less of a man. It just makes me honest. So I give some grace to guys who are like, do you know who you are? And then more importantly, for the woman, the person that you're dealing with, do they know who you are? And are they willing to rock with that?
Yep.
And say, okay, I got you. All right. So yeah, so I can either walk away from this or say, okay, I can, but you're working on it. Like I said, relationships aren't always these nice things where everyone just, knows what to do. Some things have to be worked through. And so like I said, I give him credit for recognizing his weaknesses. And if he needs help in that area, if he can get it from his woman, I don't see an issue.
Anybody else before I play the next video?
Well, let's roll it.
When you are in a relationship, you wash together, have unprotected sex, eat after each other, drink out the same glass, kiss in the mouth, and sleep in the same bed. We do all these personal things together, so why when someone touches your phone, we say you are invading my personal privacy? Everything else that is super personal is cool except the phone. It's because 9 times out of 10, there's something in there that you are trying to hide. When you are in a relationship.
All right. That's a double standard, and the dudes who do those types of posts, their engagement posts to make women feel good, because you can't win at that point. So first and foremost, men, you should have some boundaries. If you don't want somebody just snatching up and going through your phone, it's okay to be like, yo, I don't want somebody just snatching up and going through my phone. That's fair. Same for you, ladies. Fair. The issue with the way that statement is phrased is there's no win. So if you have a boundary and they're like, hey, we're not snatching up and going through each other's phone, and then somebody does it, you call them on the boundary, now you're hiding something. And that's what women will run with. Also, some men, insecure men, will also run with that. Those are conversations that you should have during the onset if it's going to be an issue. Namely, if someone feels that they need, and it's just your girlfriend and not your wife, if a girlfriend or a boyfriend wants to just snatch up and go through your phone, I'd say, fuck you. That's the end of the relationship. Like, why do you need to do that? And I would end that relationship and replace that person. Like, there's just no reason to deal with that at that level. Or there's a conversation to be had and be like, yo, like, we can talk about this, something, but like, you should be able to have established boundaries. And they should, obviously, you shouldn't be allowing people to bump into those boundaries without verbalizing them. But like, if you're not a we're going through phone people person, maybe I guess at this point, since it's going viral on TikTok and everything, that needs to be a fucking date one conversation. Like, yo, we don't go through phones. That's kid shit, and I don't do it. Like, maybe
David,
that
go
just
ahead.
needs to be stated.
Yeah, David, go ahead.
Ladies and gentlemen, that video let me know. Please stop taking the 8th metaphor course on how to be a dick face without being a dick face. Because I am beyond sick and tired of being sick and tired. A bunch of dweeb trying to sound so deep on social media when they're nothing but full of shit and empty baronet full of bullshit. Now they're far worse than donkey inspired bullshit to begin with. Because when I hear that spoken word, relationship, it didn't say marriage. Relationship, you're having sex, dog. Oh, you creating single moms, really? Relationship, you're raw dogging. You're passing STD, right? STI, right? Relationship. You're raw dogging. You're not being responsible, so you're dipping your hot dog in all type of weird sauces. Really. And she ain't your wife, right?
Well, what if the sauce is good though?
What the it's good. Okay, I'm glad you mentioned that now. The sauce was good at first, but later on it's bitter. That's the worst point you can ever get to begin with. You gotta
I
be
mean,
careful with that.
yeah.
But what he was saying that he was pussy whoop. What he was saying that he's a simp. What he was saying, he took the quote from 8 Metaphor, who also took the quote from Derek Jackson. What he's saying, he a second class ass kisser behind the third class ass kisser 8 Metaphor, behind the king ass kisser Derek Jackson. What he's really saying, he's a completely full of shit of a man. Shall I go on? This is 2025. I don't have mercy for adult males. I didn't say man, adult male. And I don't have time for adult female who close to being a girl or a thought trying to bring stupid talking point. On like travel bullshit one. You talk about how a man but never talk about how a wife's supposed to be. Shut the fuck up, please. This is angry black nerd who got no mercy for retarded bullshit. That ideology would have got you kicked out of English class a long time ago. Oh yeah, I forgot. Y'all skipped high school and took your GED to bypass the English teacher, right? Lack of comprehension 101. This is what I'm talking about. You had a bunch of fake gurus bring up this type of ideology. As a man, you're not married, you're allowed to have boundaries. Because sometimes boundaries like to keep yourself in check on whereby somebody go behind and fuck up your shit or because of the insecurity issue. She brought her baggage with you where you left your baggage somewhere else a long time ago and she wants you to hold you accountable for her baggage. Really? For the insecure gutter rat? Really? I don't let me have your password. I'm insecure. I want you to make me feel secure. You're a grown ass bitch. Figure that shit out. I don't understand. There's no reason to share a password unless you're my wife and I'm building something. So whatever happen, like Coach first said, Mr. Bennett, whatever happened to me, you have access to it. So I don't leave you hanging. If you're not on that level that require the level of responsibility to have my information, shut the fuck up and suck on a right and infected dick. I'm sorry, I'm just unleashed. I'm very dangerous with my words, so if I take your soul and destroy it, I could care less. Because I'm trying to understand the high school cheerleader bullshit thoughts who went through a whole football team who still insecure because the last one broke hurt her feelings. Why need another person pass for them? They're trying to comprehend that. I'm just saying. That's my visceral. If you're not that special, you don't need to ask for access or anything. That's just me.
Anybody else?
I mean, everything the guy said is true, right? That's just the dynamic of the dating so-called relationship story for the last, I would say, 15, 20 years. But what he said goes to both sides also. Men and women move that way. And that's
Mm-hmm.
the problem. Instead of people dating or courting with intention to be together, they just, a lot of them do it for convenience. Some just do it for sex. Some do it for financial reasons. Everybody has what they call it, an agenda
Mm-hmm.
today. When they, and they, to me, a lot of people, I don't know why people move in together and they just dating. I never understood that. But as I got older, I can see, like, okay, some people just out here just trying to see what they can take advantage of, and it
Mm-hmm.
and it jeopardizes everybody. Because whoever get their heart broke first, go be the one crying for the next 15 years about how women are and how men are, which is doesn't do that person any good. Because relationships, I learned how to compartmentalize them. If I break up with a girl, I leave that girl there. I leave that
Mm-hmm.
whole relationship there where it's at. I don't bring it into my new season or my new year because I'm looking for something new and special. I can't control how all women act. I don't worry about how all women act. Now I can see you act a certain way or whatever, and I'll be like, oh, you're a little wild woman. I couldn't date that because I know what I can handle and can't handle when it comes to that. But you know, if I don't know, if I saw women, I listen to women, but I only go by what they do.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I learned that early. I had 5 sisters in the home. My mom. I learned what women do is more important because they'll say a lot. They'll say it to woo you. They'll say it to get out of a situation. They'll say it to lie, whatever they got to say. But how they act is something that they can't deny. So, what he said is true, man. I just don't think people today, I would say this because Trevor Warren made a statement about the manosphere. I would recommend all the manosphere men, people that come to YouTube to get um, coaching on women, get off the internet and go meet women. Go practice the information that you get. And for the ladies, listen, don't go too far. Y'all stay close. Y'all stay close because y'all gonna need some protection from us at some point. So stay close. Don't go too far.
Anybody else?
I think Coach kind of summarized it for me. I'd probably say the same thing. I mean, what he was talking about was marital benefits, in my view. So you get to that level, then I'm sharing the information. But if we're just in the dating stage or we're just cohabitating, I don't think you're.
I do have a question
I don't think
for
you're entitled to that.
Paul and Coach. What you guys? This is more for a marriage couple question. Do you guys think it's different rules for a married couple versus a dating couple?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
easy.
It's the difference between the pros and the college game.
Exactly.
It's a yeah.
Mhm.
Me, marriage is covenant.
Mm-hmm.
So that's I'm bringing, when I say covenant, I'm bringing a third person into the equation.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's a different set of rules there for sure.
All right. I'm just curious on your fault.
And I'm glad you
So
said that's a different set of rules, but too many times people on these platforms saying it's not. That's what I was getting my rant on because he mentioned election. You mentioned marriage. Marriage is a covenant, a commitment. Your
But
commitment is
but
something much bigger.
but brother David, who would you listen to if you were with brother Bennett and me, who's never been married, or I've had several broken relationships and blah blah blah, made myself a baby daddy and all this, and we were talking about marriage. Whose information would you consider?
I'll go to
Mine or his?
I'll go to the man who have been married for a long time. I've been that way since I was a teenager.
Mm-hmm.
I got let me be real with you. Let me be real with everybody here. Since the age of 15, the only people I always talk to for insight are people who have been married past 15 to 20 years. And I ask them, let me sit down and listen to your wisdom so I can understand what is real marriage is. Not these people that go around change the woman or man like they change their underwears. I've been called a weirdo for doing that because I want to see keyword wisdom, not garbage like travel one. And
Why
that's a
you keep
fact.
posting on Channel One?
No, I'm going to make it clear she's a gutter rat.
Why?
And since like gutter rat we do in New York City, we get the Terminator to get rid of them. Because here the thing I've been trying to point out. This have been passed down to generations by our elders who have been successful at what they do. But many times I'm seeing for the past 2 decades, they want to say that is old history. It don't work in present time. But when what they trying to make it work does not work, what they do the best, point finger. They don't hold themselves accountable. Say, you know what? I fucked up. I did not listen. My elders said this is not how you go to the goal. You do this type of shit, you get this end result. You never hear the saying, doing the same thing over and over and over, expecting a different result is a sign of madness.
But, but Records Ray said something very unique and interesting, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because we all come on the internet and everybody's $1 million man, right? $1 million man has to have the work ethic of Ray. You know, $1 million man is working 12, 14, 16 hours a day. $1 million man ain't giving YouTube 8 hours
Mm-hmm.
and then
Right.
trying to balance a woman for the other 3 or 4 hours and then got to take care of his other biz. So, you know, somebody's lying.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm on the other side of my youth. So I got more years behind me than I got in front of me. I'm concerned about the guy 21 to 41 who's looking to possibly spend the bulk of their life crying and complaining about women and not even putting themselves in position to when they get in their 40s after they worked hard, because ain't nobody gonna give you nothing. Brother Bennett ain't gonna give you nothing. I ain't gonna give you nothing. You gotta work just like we did. But then when you get to that space, you can slow down a little bit. You can enjoy the hard work that you put in, but it doesn't benefit anybody to sort of just go by what other people say, then decide based off that I don't want this and I don't want that. You got to go live it yourself, especially when it comes to a woman. So
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But coach, let me follow up on that. Honestly, the way I approach things now, I would listen to another person. I listen to all information. I'm very like Bruce Lee when it comes to that. You learn everything, but again, you incorporate what's essential to your own. So I listen. Honestly, Ray has dropped some bombs on marriage, even though he's never been married. But it doesn't make a lot of the points that he said not valid or true. So I can listen to Ray. I can listen to you. I can listen to the G's that have been married 50 years. I can listen to the person married their first year. I take
yeah.
it all in. Now, again, based on my life experience, based on I'm about to, wrap up my year 28, I still find value because, again, and also I got doors. I understand, which guys like Ray and other people have reminded both of us, there's a new generation out there. Now, I have personal interest because, and you do also, because you have a son and I got daughters. So I want to still be able, if I want to still be able to communicate and talk to them, I need to know a bit more about the world that they're living in. So for me, it's important that I don't discard the fact when guys say, "Oh, well, women are different today and they're operating different." I acknowledge that. Now, tell me how they're different. You know, and so or how men are different. And so I want to be able to have that bridge when I talk to my daughters. I don't want them saying, "Oh, Dad, you don't understand." Well, help me understand. So again, I listen to my daughters. So I think all information in and of itself is not bad. Even the stuff that you know not to do. So the guy who's been impregnating the neighborhood, if anything, he's going to be an example of what not to do. And I could just look at his life and his lifestyle. You know, I learned as much from what I don't want to do
Exactly.
than what I do want to do. So I think all information, that's why I never, was like, one to just follow like one point of it. I always love being in discussions or debates where people bring different points of view to the table. Now, I may like your point, I may like his point. But ultimately, I understand that the decisions have to be mine and they have to be based on, again, what is going to work best for me. So I love talking to newlyweds. I love that first, that energy, because sometimes, again, you could be married for a while, and I never want to, like I said, I want to grow in knowledge and in wisdom. I do not want to grow old. When you grow old, the learning stops.
Bingo.
And so my thing is, it's like, look, I want to know what's happening for a young couple in 2025. What are you guys facing? What are you guys dealing with? Or what are you guys doing to help your marriage go? Now I may come, hey, you know what? That's a good point. My wife and I used to do that, but we've been together so long, we might, just because we get so comfortable with one another, we forgot to do that, or we stopped doing that. Maybe we need to start doing that again. Hey, thanks for sharing that. And that's another reason why, even when I talk about my marriage, I describe my years very specifically. This is year 28. I do not say I've been married 27 years. Because quite frankly, that 27 years may not help me. I know a lot of people 20, 25 year plus still getting divorced. So I have to treat the current year as year one. It's just like the Chiefs are gonna three-peat, but they understand they've done it reckless. Every year has been a different team.
Yep.
I mean, you got the one constant, and you need some constants, right? Patrick Mahomes and Reed, those have been the constants. But they've won with Tyreek. They've won with guys that you never heard of.
Yep.
They've won with defense. Every year, you have to recalibrate your team. And so that's the mindset that I go into. So this is year 28. Nothing else matters but this year. What my wife and I have done this year, and forget all the other stuff. Then guess what? March 29th, we start year 29. And just like you got to have an off season, even if the Chiefs win the Super Bowl, they're still going to have those off-season meetings. Who we going to draft? Who we going to get rid of? Because you can't keep everybody. And what plan are we going to come for? Because everyone's going to be coming after us next year. What do we got to plan for next season? So again, it's for me, marriage for me works better when I look at it 1 year at a time, because I don't get old or think I'm untouchable because I've been married a certain length of time. I want to still be fresh in the game, and the only way for me to stay fresh is just like these teams that get these new coaches that come in, these new systems and whatnot. I better be up on what they're doing, or else I'm going to get left behind. Because typically teams figure out what you're doing, typically. So I gotta know that. So that's the thing. It just keeps me fresh. It keeps me mentally engaged and focused on the season at hand versus something that's out of my control.
And I'm glad you said that. Let me not forget, I'm also a father. I got a son. I got a daughter. A month or two ago, my daughter was telling me, I'm never going to get married. I had to pull her to the side and find out why. Don't you tell me? The boys around here, they crappy. Their mindset is gut. It's like they got nothing going to them. I had to listen to what my daughter is telling me to let me know maybe I need to go to another environment where you can see a different ideology. Or maybe I need to go to another country so she can be exposed to something completely different that don't have the infectious, stupid, cancerous, radioactive mindset that have been making people feel like, nah, I'm about to keep to myself because this don't make no sense. I'm come from a different cloth whereby we were taught what a man supposed to be, what a man responsible supposed to be, on how he had to stay consistent and not give up, make no excuse whatsoever. Your job is to keep on pushing. Yes, life not going to be easy for you as a man. It's going to be tough. But the more you can strive to, you build yourself in a different way that makes yourself solid and strong. Always have patience, always have love. That's a different type of material compared to what you're seeing outside today. And as for the women, a very minute amount of women was raised to how to be a real wife.
Yeah,
Not a
but
thought, not a bitch, not a gutter rat.
oh my God. But listen, and I can say this, I don't know. Listen, I don't know what part of the world most of us at. We all born and raised in America. Most of us wasn't born, we wasn't raised to be husbands or wife. We figured it out. And that's where, when I hear brothers like Brother Benny and even Ray, you know, despite of what's going on, there's no excuse.
Mhm.
You still find a way to make it move the way it's supposed to move, despite whatever's going on around you. You don't make excuse. So you see the reality if you just live in the truth. For man, we can't afford to move off of. To me, all thing I hear is brothers understanding there's no excuse for me to be successful or fail, for my relationships to be successful or fail. That's all. That's what I see because at this point, which we all appear to be grown, not just us, but all of us walk around and say we grown, but there's certain things that you know by default what to
Mhm.
do and what not to do. There's no way around certain things, especially when it comes to people. You know to go get a job if you want a job. You know certain things. You know you got to be on time. So if you make those major commitments, you know the things you have to do. And if you try to do things but sneaky and hiding behind somebody's back, everything that you have and everything that you connected to will probably fail. So yeah, it's I don't worry about I don't know, man. I believe more people can get the results, but a lot of people right now, just because of YouTube and social media, a lot of people are running scared.
Yeah, well, they're out here believing the talking points, and the issue is, it's like since people don't go exist in public anymore, and then when they do go exist in public, they act like freaking autists, to be honest, because they don't know how to
Yeah,
exist in public.
communicate. Yeah,
Um, they don't have the skills, so then they just default back to their online sheltered bubble world. I mean, kudos to Travel. At least she crosses over enemy lines to talk shit. So, you know, but it's a bunch of people who are telling you what their existence is with no receipts. I mean, even if we look at Anton, what's his receipts? We see what he chooses for us to see while he's saying we get receipts. Like, I mean, if we want to get technical, he doesn't he doesn't even show his full trades when he talks about stocks. He shows that he bought a stock. He doesn't tell you where he's sitting in the position. I do. Every month, I break down everything. He'll show you, like, so when you're curating things and when you're actually looking at stuff, you got to understand that a lot of these people on certain things that they're not strong at, because he talks about, like, he's not the stock guy. Wall Street Trapper's the stock guy. Like, let's be honest. That's where you go for that. So when he talks about stocks, he's not strong there, which is the reason at that specific thing you get a peak. When he shows that he has a wife, but like We don't know. If all you get, and like, I mean, that goes for anyone because that's also a no-win thing. So like, kudos to him for showing something because it's a better to have some form of an example than no example at all. But that's also a no-win angle. And like, I'm not trying to detract from him from that because I don't know how you would do that with aside from just having a 24-hour camera set up in your house and someone follow you around. But what I'm saying is you are seeing angles of that. And I've seen very wealthy men who have put on appearances with the wife that have been married for 20 years and gotten divorced randomly. And you're like, what's going on? Oh, the last decade was sexless. Like, you don't know because everybody only shows what they want to show, which is the reason most of my content is about finance because you can't fucking lie about it if you show all the numbers. At the end of the month, when I show those numbers, those results are those results. There's a reason the people that don't show you where they're sitting in a play don't show you because it's not their strong suit and they're probably not sitting somewhere that they actually want to talk about and they don't know how to get out of those positions because they don't know what they're doing. And they just tell you, like, you can have money, you can be rich and not be good at the markets. You can be rich and not be good at crypto. Having a bunch of money in the market does not mean you know what you're doing. It means you put a bunch of money in the market. When they don't want to tell you where they're sitting, there's a different conversation to be had. When they can't explain the position, there's a different conversation to be had. And it's the same with relationships. A lot of my stuff functions logic based. When I'm in relationships, it's normally for years. So basically, I do live through a bunch of mini marriages, so I do know how to get along with somebody over a long period of time to keep them around. It's so like when you see these people that are saying the most audacious stuff, especially the ones that are paid to be here, that's the context. Why are they here? Why are they telling you to follow them? Are they charging you for this? Is their platform monetized? If it's monetized, then they're dancing for the algorithm. They can't talk about what they want to talk about. They can't tell you the truth. They're doing things to get you hyped up to watch their show. And that's fine because this is a job. But you don't implicitly believe a used car salesman, do you? I'm just saying. That's that dude's job. Like, yeah, you're going to get in a car, but like, you understand you ain't going to go there and be like, yo, tell me what I need to buy. Because he's at work. A lot of these people are at work. So like you got to take the context with a grain of salt. Like I don't think you shouldn't listen to people unless they don't have results or they're not putting it in the sense that they're documenting the journey and showing you what they're doing with the receipts. And we don't see a lot of those receipts. And like I get into it with these dudes all the time because like I know what it is. Oh, I'm rich. I'm like, how rich are you, bro? Because like my business, all I deal with is rich people. So like tell me what you know. Because I mean, I don't know. Like when I went out to Washington for the inauguration, everybody was like, oh, that's interesting that you were out there. Kansas GOP took me out there. I don't put all my shit out on Front Street, all my connections. But on my way back, you know who made a point to open his schedule for me? Mayor Cleaver. Or not Mayor Cleaver, Senator Cleaver. He's not our mayor anymore. But opened his schedule for me to go sit in there. Everybody else was talking about being there, and I didn't see no picture of them talking to no senators, bro. Like, I'm just saying.
You show a receipt.
When they're, I haven't even posted them pictures yet, but I got them. But it's because you don't have to, the people aren't giving those receipts. So like there's a certain context. Like you can go out there for content as a YouTube creator and be like, yo, cool. Like my entire time I did a bunch of little mini short videos that was like, hey, quick at a glance, like this is me here doing these things. But it's important for the people when you're influencing people, because these people have a lot of people under their influence. And it's kind of like what Coach was saying, where you're leading people astray or putting people in a position to where they need you. Like my content is what it is. You can dip into it at any point and find a video that speaks specifically to what you want, and you can go. I don't need to trap you there. I don't need you to come back. Like I'm actually doing these things. It's a documentation of a doing. It's the same for Wall Street Trapper. He has a large following and his channel is monetized. But you know what else he does? Makes millions of dollars in the market.
And
He doesn't
and he show you the proof.
And he shows the receipts. He doesn't need that business line. It's an addition to, because he documented what he was doing, and like he should be paid to show you how to do that because he hits. That dude Prince. There's other traders that are out there that have equal followings. I just happen to like Trapper. I like the swag. He's wrong about crypto, and we argue about it, but like I like the swag. Like he's right about what he's right about, and he's good at his lane. He should be paid for that. But it's also he's documenting himself winning at what he's doing. So it's like if this didn't exist, I still made $1 million this year. I still made $4 million this year. Irrefutable fact that he made that in the market. The trades are there, both sides. He also shows when he's upside down on those plays and explains himself. That's all I'm saying. It's like people will get on here, and because of the state that you find most of these men in this space, they're hurt. And they're just taking every single thing that they hear as gospel. Like you sit over there and you listen to these cats like Rollo Tomasi. Like I kind of have to give him a little bit of credence now that like I'm back out here in these streets. But to sit there and be married and tell people they shouldn't get married, or tell men that they should get a vasectomy so that they can potentially not be able to ever have kids, is just ignorant at best. And I'm just like, who the fuck paid you to say this? Like, are you working for the fucking World Health Organization? Because like they want less people. Like, what are we doing here? Because it just doesn't make sense. Like, we're put here to procreate, and you're like, nah, clip that shit and shoot all the clubs up you want, and also don't get married. But like, I have kids, I'm married. Like, who's gonna marry your fucking daughter? Like, now everybody got a vasectomy. Now your bloodline stops.
That's why I said I listen to Reckless. Again, keep saying what you're saying. Again, I tell you how much I respect you, and you just keep just sharing your truth, bro. So like I said I can listen to anybody, and so I appreciate your perspectives, really.
Ray does have a lot of good points. As much as like people want to give you shit coming on here the way you say it, and I tell people, he might be an asshole, but he's an honest asshole, at least. No.
Yeah, I'm like, it's like, well, the thing is though, we're literally 5 guys in fucking boxes, dude. Like, if you don't like the way that I say it, it doesn't affect me. Like, people will get on my channel all the time and be like, oh, well, like, you could have shortened the video. I'm like, fuck you. I'm not gonna be any more broke tomorrow. Like, I don't care. Like, get it the way that it's given and shut up. Like,
yeah. Because, all right, guys, we're passing our 2-hour window. Let's get our final thoughts in and let's get the heck out of here. Ray, Paul, David, and Coach. That's the order we're going in.
Okay. Boundaries are okay. You should be the best version of yourself. And if you're the best version of yourself, then you'll understand what your boundaries are, what you're okay with, and what you're not okay with. I don't think that either way, men or women, in just a regular relationship outside of a marriage, should be having to share passwords. If you live together, maybe. If you work together, maybe. There's going to be context and nuance. Also, any guru that's trying to get money out of your ass is probably lying to you, unless they're giving you results of whatever it is that they're trying to teach you that shows that they don't need your money. Let's see here. What else can we torch while we're up here? We're definitely better off together than we are alone. I mean, have you masturbated and then had sex? Like, it's crazy. Like, there's a big difference there. One's better than the other. Just saying. Stay-at-home wives are a myth. Most cultures, including the ones that are dominating us financially, both spouses work. So the whole conversation about your wife not having to work, that's cool at a certain point. But I'll tell you this, when you got 2 doctors and one of them works from home, telemed, that family's going to make more money than you because they're working as a unit. Teamwork makes the dream work. I'm done.
I have absolutely nothing to add to that. Absolutely nothing. Next person. Done. Thank you, Ray. Thank you as always. Appreciate you, buddy.
I'll be honest, he died in a mic drop to about after this. Brothers, find your goal, find your purpose, work on that. I'm not telling you not to chase after, I'm not going to tell you that. Mm-mm. Find what you fit, but find your passion. Get on that one. And I think it's going to be a wrap up, but find something that make you work with your hand and make you have that drive to get there. Build yourself, build your finance. I talked to it before in the past. I'm doing what he been telling me to do. I have 2 investment accounts. I bought share in a company that I shared to where he found out actually legit. But I'm not bullshitting around. So I get it, I understand it. Before you look for a woman, I would say crystal clear. I'm taking a script from Paul Bennett. Write down what are you actually looking for? Something that's realistic, not something superficial. Find out what will make you feel at peace. Because for one, that person you're gonna be around with, you don't have a problem sharing your password if you want that person to have your password, knowing that they're probably gonna do something for you more productive. If you are not married, have your boundaries. Everyone have boundaries. I'm not gonna hear this bullshit about oh you should share a password. No, have your boundaries because the same way she wants your password, ask her would she give you her password as well. Because she can't give you her password while she asking for yours. I deal with common sense. I won't deal with bullshit. Focus on what you need to build on. Focus on your craft. Focus on yourself. Focus on building your financial foundation first. Don't try to break the bank just to please somebody. It's not worth it. I'll tell you that right now. I'm a parent. The people you see walking behind me are my kids. I've taken vacation over 27 years and counting. So my job is to make sure their life is better. Either I like it or I don't. I ain't got time for the talking point mafia who got no real life experience whatsoever. Focus on you. Build yourself, and that's it. Next person.
Oh, cool. Well, yeah, again, man, a lot of great gems dropped tonight, man. That's why I appreciate this platform, man. Man, listen, salute to all the married people that understand the covenant. Um, communication is key. Um, again, without the communication, you can't protect each other. You know, having access to each other is definitely important. That's why you get into a union so you can always have access to that person. Like Brother Bennett said, man, let me go sit on the throne. Give me 20 minutes by myself on the throne. Other than that, hey,
Amen. Yeah, that's
I
right.
can, hey, I'm ready to talk or whatever needs to be done to get the job done. But it's not a lot to be said, man. It's again a lot of good things. I think guys, if they are intentional about for their outcome, they have to move that way. We do a lot of talking, man, but you have to move that way. You have to separate for a while from your comfortable space and get out here and explore the world and conquer the world. And at some point, when you're ready for it and the timing is right, all of those things will come to fruition, man. We can't afford to waste time in this modern age today. Things are moving a lot faster than we would like for them. So, for the women and men, if it's somebody who you see there's no future with, you have to be strong enough to step away from it, so you can get blessed with what you really want, man. So, yeah, salute, man. You know,
I really don't have anything more to add. These guys said everything they had to. Ray killed it. I gotta give him his props when he's due.
He did. Absolutely.
Like he nailed it right on his head. But let's go with the schedule and let's get the heck out of here. So, to Saturday, we are going over two legends head to head. Mario versus Sonic. That's going to be an argument and a half. I already see David's head shaking. So, yeah. And after that, we are back on anime. No, I'm lying to you. This Sunday on the Gray Area, we have a special guest. We're actually having the actual King Smith back on talking about his military career in the Air Force. I am looking forward to chopping up with him and see.
So hang on. So will this be this then we would have covered all four branches? We have an Army guy on. We have Marine. Boss man's a Marine.
Yep.
Now, I don't think we have a Navy.
We have no Navy guys.
Okay, so we need a Navy. Okay.
Mr. Fantastic.
Well, out of you may get the other four branches thumbing their nose up at the Coast Guard or the National Guard. So
after the show for like 3 seconds, I got a prize for you.
I got you.
Mr. Fantastic, the Navy guy, just to let you know.
Okay.
Let me know how to reach out to him. I'll get him on. So then on Wednesday we're back with David and Wally with Pokemon versus Digimon, the class of the Titans of the DD Poke Monsters. Yeah, you guys have fun on that one. And on next Thursday, we're gonna be talking about, are there still good men out there?
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, now I'm going there, Paul. You know me. So, guys, anything else before we go?
Next week will be chaotic. That's what I'm going to say.
All right, guys.
I'll be back for that one.
Do me a favor, hit the like, share, and subscribe. As always, stay fresh, stay safe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.